Welcome to the Spotlight segment. This is a segment dedicated to interviews with developers or interesting happenings in the world of Android. And now for this week's episode, here's your Spotlight.
And now we move on to our Spotlight section. And I'm delighted to say this week that we are joined by Slavomir, Grzegorz and Arkadiusz from Transition Technologies, here to talk about their app, Seeing Assistant Go. And listeners with good memories will remember that we touched on this app when we were reviewing the state of GPS apps on Android in 2025 just a few weeks ago. So guys, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Hello, nice to hear
Good
you.
morning.
It's great to have you back on. And I know you were on to talk about, I think it was Seeing Assistant Move a while back, wasn't it? So I wonder if you could start just by reminding listeners a little bit about Transition Technologies and what it is you do, because you've got a series of apps, haven't you?
You ask about the series of applications, yes?
Yeah, just a little bit about Transition Technologies and the sort of the series of apps that you have, and then we'll dive into Seeing Assistant Go and see where that fits.
Okay. So, as we probably said before, this is the Polish software house company, but not only we. The company is also doing different things in the market, but mainly we started with doing software for powerhouses, gas stations, and things like that. Now the company is also dealing with this green energy market and also in other fields like medicine, and I can't find the word now. It doesn't really matter. There's a web page you can always go there, and it's, obviously it's in English. TT.com.pl. And that's the main activities of the company. But as we said before, the social cooperative responsibility is being continued, and that's us, and that's Seeing Assistants, the applications that we do for several years. And our youngest baby, let's say, is Seeing Assistant Go. I have seen that you were talking about this in one of your latest podcasts. I don't know what you've said, but I hope it was a good opinion. If not, I hope this our meeting will help you to change the opinion.
Oh, we certainly didn't say bad things about it at all. We mentioned it as a viable option. It was kind of a panorama of the GPS apps.
I'm kidding, because if you didn't say good words about the application, we wouldn't be here.
You wouldn't be here, would you? No, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but seriously, so the last time that we had you guys on here and we talked about the Seeing Assistant Move, there were some things that we mentioned and talked about how it is someone needs to be more of an advanced user and all of that. But however, with the Seeing Assistant Go, so even knuckleheads like me, I find it very easy to use and friendly to use, and that's why I'm excited about it, because you took what was good in the Seeing Assistant Move and then put it into Seeing Assistant Go. The one thing that I was not very happy with you guys with earlier on, prior to giving me access to the beta that has the Imperial, was the fact that it did not or does not have the imperial measurements. That's the one on the Play Store. However, you guys are planning on rolling imperial measurements into that. I hope that's the case. But so I took
Listen,
it out.
because it was because we are modest. We wouldn't even we will we wouldn't hope in our dreams that our application will reach United States. You know, that's why we forgotten about the Imperials.
Oh my
But
goodness!
I see we are being observed all the time, so it's nice, and you saw how fast we reacted.
Yes, you did, and that was very kind of you guys to do that. I know that those of us here in the States and the UK, right? The UK is a mixed bag. You guys have both measurements.
it's a
When it
bit
comes to
mixed.
travel, you use the imperial, and then other measurements you use the metric. So I would be such a confused one out there, like a sparrow in a hurricane, if I was in the UK. But that's what you guys do. But
It's
so
even
yeah.
more mixed than that. So the older generation will use imperial for other measurements as well, and the younger ones tend not to. So it's even more confusing than you might think.
Oh boy. Yeah. So let's talk about Seeing Assistant Go, guys. What made you decide to push out Assistant Go, simplifying the process? Take us down that line and talk about, some of the differences between the Seeing Assistant Move and the Seeing Assistant Go, and what led you to putting out Seeing Assistant Go.
Okay, so I'll continue talking. Grzegorz, Arek, sorry, because I've got a good story for this. I mean,
Good flow.
good flow. In our mind and in our consciousness, the application like Seeing Assistant Go was, have been existed for several years. I mean, we were very aware about that. Seeing Assistant Move, as we say, is an advanced application from the advanced to the advanced. And we knew that we should also make another application like Seeing Assistant Go for people who are not that skilled in navigation. And what happened? Arkadiusz came to work with us, and he and we realized that he can manage to do this application in a platform which is quite accessible. Almost, I think, and maybe Arkadiusz will say more. It's let's say totally accessible, and at least for Arek, and he managed to do this application from the beginning to the end. I mean, 99% of this application was made by Arkadiusz, and then Grzegorz, Gregor, who made this server work and OpenStreetMap. And we are very, very proud, I mean, at least me, that in a team of all totally blind, or I'm partially sighted, very partially sighted person, we could do this application from the beginning, and I don't say that till the end, because I hope that the end will happen in another 10 years or 50. So that's the story. Still, Transition Technologies is keeping us. And they are supporting also us with the tools that we need, and that's all. And also the thing is that we still want to do with this. We have a lot of satisfaction, although there are some or many difficult moments, but at the end the application is in the stores, and what is also important, it is being written for both platforms, because we used Flutter, and that's all from me.
I mean, it's a fabulous venture and very polished. So it's brilliant to see blind software developers doing well and showcasing your talents in an app like this. It's absolutely fantastic. So
I don't know whether Arek is doing well. I mean, he's working hard. Okay.
And what are the key feature differences between the two apps, Seeing Assistant Move and Seeing Assistant Go? Is it a UI thing, or are there feature differences as well?
Grzegorz, maybe too?
The main difference is that Seeing Assistant Move was an application from advanced for advanced users, as Sławomir said before. And in planning Seeing Assistant Go, we wanted to do an application which will be simple for beginners and advanced for advanced users. So it's the primary goal which is reached. I would say that we have two application modes, the basic mode and advanced. And it makes the difference that user starting with an application is presented with a very simple interface, and if he or she needs more, simple switch in settings lets him to switch to the richer application.
So if I turn on the advanced mode in Seeing Assistant Go, do I basically have the same functionality that I would have in Seeing Assistant Move? Is that
no,
right?
Not yet, and probably I don't know when. The thing is that this application now it has only the basic functions, and it will be applied with other lacking functions, but it will take time. We don't really know how the story will end, how advanced will be Seeing Assistant Go. It depends from many things, from what we will do, what we can do, and how much time we will have. But I think that at the end the user will have everything he needs, or even more.
What I really like about Seeing Assistant Go is your implementation of actions. It's possibly the best I've ever seen. It's really creative, and I liked that. And I had a question about a specific feature. If I find an address and I choose monitor that address, is that effectively the same as creating a route from my current location to that address? Is that what that does?
Now, once again, if you find an address, you use function find. Then you write the address, yes, and search the address. You receive the result. I mean this point with the address, and what then? And then
I pick monitor location or monitor address.
No. Monitoring is the function that it means look around. I mean, you choose a group of the category of points. For example, transportation, public transport.
Right. Yeah.
And when you switch monitoring, then the application works in a way like a sonar. I mean, it looks, it makes a turn, 360% turn, and tells you about the closest point from that category. From that category.
I see. Yeah, I see.
You can
Now I
choose.
understand now.
You can choose the category addresses.
Yeah.
And in this situation, then the application will tell you about the addresses. And then there also in the advanced settings, there is an angle.
If in case of selecting monitor the address, it means that you want to monitor the only addresses, not other things, but only addresses, not other categories, not databases, but only addresses. The point of this function is that if you, for example, will search for the coffee shop and you select monitor coffee shops, so you will be monitoring only the points and places of type coffee shops, not another points or places from the category food. So it's some sort of.
And then within coffee shops, if I pick a particular coffee shop and say monitor Starbucks.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It
only the type, not the name.
No. Listen. Then, if you want to guide to this point, then you add it to search. Okay, so you
that
take
makes sense.
as you make you take any point you want from whatever list. I mean, from neighborhood, from databases, from your saved points, whatever, and you add it to track. Yeah, no, not to track, not to the function.
Just tap on it if you want to create a route.
Yeah. But there are two things. I mean, first you can add it to search, and then the application will guide you, giving you distance and.
What is adding to search? I don't know.
Śledź punkt.
Tracking point.
Track point. Okay, track point.
But if you want to get the route with turn-by-turn guidance, you simply, as Arkadiusz said, you simply tap twice on the place, and the default action after tapping on the place will be to calculate route and
navigate.
Yes, exactly.
In the first situation, you won't be guided with turn-by-turn navigation, just on azimuth. So there's this difference, or you can search one point. Giving the example, I mean, how I use it when I want to get on a bus and want to get off on a certain stop, I add it to track, and then from now on I'm receiving the information how far the point is. Is it 1 kilometer, 500 meters, 100 meters? And when when I'm on a bus stop, then the application will tell me that I have reached the point I have added to track. And the other action and situation and option is to calculate route between 2 points. Usually between your actual position and the point that you want to go to, for example, your coffee shop, and then you tap twice, and application will calculate you a route using our Edge engine for calculation that we use, and from now on you will receive the information how to get the points with turn-by-turn navigation. Is that clear?
That makes sense. Yeah, that's clear.
If it's not clear, you have to learn Polish.
No, it's clear.
I'll explain it in Polish.
It's also very most simpler solution. If I can suggest everybody before we dive deeply in details, I'd like to suggest everybody to read the tutorial of the application, because we are proud. One things we are proud of is that at the moment the tutorial describes every detail of an application in different languages, of course in English too. So the things we are talking about are clearly described in the tutorial available in the help menu of an application.
So Warren, I mean, I've looked at this in its virtual or simulation mode so far, but I think you've actually taken it for a little walk, haven't you?
Indeed, I took it out for a walk, and it was both my wife and my daughter. And so we wandered around town. We live in a little town here. And then on our way back home, I said, now, girls, watch. You follow me. I'm going to guide you guys home. And so I brought out this app and I put in my address, and I was walking, and I was so impressed with it because, you know, it tells me so often. I left everything at the default. In other words, it tells me every 15 seconds. I know you can adjust that to whatever you like, but I didn't change that. And it will tell me I am so many feet away from the next street. And there are a couple of things that I want to ask you guys about, if it's doable, something you could implement. I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me in any sense of the word, but I would love to see if I get to the corner. For example, I was walking along a street called Tacoma, and then I came across a street called Anna Claire, and Anna Claire does not go across Tacoma. It dies right there on Tacoma. So I would love to know that when I come to a street that dies off, I want to be told this street does not go through. And when I get to a corner, I want it to let me know you're now on the corner of Tacoma and Anna Claire, or whatever street XYZ. Those are the only two things I would like to see if it's doable. But outside of that, frankly, that thing is doing well. I really like it. It's the first time that I really like a GPS. I know we had assistant move, but it was a little too advanced for me. So I think you guys were slower. You are thinking of me when you introduced the assistant go, because I like my things simplistic.
You were in this group. Of course, the bill will come in a few days, but getting seriously, being serious. I don't really quite understand about the situation you are talking about. Maybe we'll discuss it later on. When I get the dictionary or ask for help AI, but if probably you mean about the function what we had or we have in Seeing Assistant Move, we call it intersection description. So you can get the information about the intersection you are approaching to, or you are on the intersection.
On the corner, yeah.
On the corner, but you have to remember about two things, at least two things. First, I mean, the information you get in our application is very it depends from what has been drawn on a maps. If something is badly or not precisely drawn on a map, then the application won't be able to give you the right information. That's the first thing. And the second one is accuracy. If you are on a intersection which is on which where two streets cross, and there are not big streets, just narrow, then, and the accuracy is, let's say, 10 meters, you just calculate into feet, then it might result that the application will see you on the different corner than you really are at the moment. You understand me?
I do understand, yeah. But the other thing that I was talking about is, so you're coming across a street, and so I'm blind, and usually I'm listening to traffic. So I come across an intersection, and the street that I'm walking along, you got traffic going through, and then the street that I'm about to cross, would naturally have traffic coming from both directions on that street.
Mhm.
But this street, however, that I'm about to cross, does not go across the street that I'm walking alongside. It dies on there. So that's what I'm talking about. I would like
What
to
does it
know.
mean dies on there?
It
Sorry.
doesn't go through. It
It doesn't go
it's a
through,
street-
just attached.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
And
yeah.
the other one ends.
Yeah.
You see, that's what I said. If there are big streets, then it could be easier to tell you. It's difficult to explain. Okay, you have to come to Poland. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Do you mean do you mean the street you're walking on dies, Warren? You mean it's like a
No.
T-junction?
No. The street that I'm walking on does not die. It continues. But the street that crosses that one, ends in a T. That, in other words, it does not go through.
Yeah,
So
understand.
I want to know. I want the app to tell
Okay.
me Anna Claire does not. Anna Claire dies here, or it does not go through.
Okay.
Something to that effect.
Okay, it's doable if this information is correctly put on a map. It's doable.
Yeah, it is on a map, because why I'm saying that. I used to use the Get There app, and the Get There app used to tell me that street dies there. I got a couple of those streets,
So,
and so I
Okay,
believe
it's-
you can do it.
it's doable.
Yeah.
I got one other question, and this might be an OpenStreetMaps limitation, so I don't know if you can do it. One thing that everybody asks for on all the groups for a GPS app is offline. Is that doable?
Yes,
Can
it
we
works.
download an offline map?
It's even done. It's not doable. It
it's
has been
done?
done. Yeah, because in our application you can set a radius of let's say of area that you want to be downloaded to the application, and then it is stored in your memory, or your iPhone's memory, or no iPhone's Android
that's
memory.
the wrong word.
I'm
That's the wrong word on
I'm
here.
sorry. You will have to cut it. You know, cut it. Okay.
Well, it was
there
nice for
goes
having you
your-
guys on.
There
gonna
goes
have to
your
cut this
dinner, my
short.
boy. There goes your dinner.
Okay, no, just cut it, and I'm continuing. So the data is stored on your Android device, and from now on you can do quite a lot or with this data. One thing you can't do for now is you can't calculate route without connecting to the internet. But you can turn on monitoring, which is looking around the points from the certain category. You can search for the points that are stored in your memory. And what else? You can track a point. Yes.
And view the area, of course. And
Yeah.
this function is available on the area button as a activity. Additional action called area data, when you can download the in advance you can download the data for the given radius from
Sure.
your real point or simulated point or your simulation point.
Yeah, remind me, which is the maximum distance? 100 kilometers?
100 kilometers.
100 kilometers. For now,
Oh,
it's
that's plenty. I can't even be walking for 100 kilometers.
why not? Why not?
Walking could be difficult, but when you will travel by bus or intercity bus or train, maybe without or with problems in internet access, the 100 kilometers
It's not so
not
much.
too much. Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So you say you have to be online to calculate a route. Once that route's being calculated, will turn by turn work offline, or do you need to still be online?
No. It's the only calculation needs the internet. Then once the route is calculated, it is being stored in your device, and you can turn off internet access, and everything will work as it should be.
And instead of
Unless you get off the track and the application will want to recalculate a new route.
Yeah, that makes sense. And would you ever consider, instead of a radius, just allowing the download of country or regional maps? Because you've kind of got to know where something is for a radius, haven't you? So sometimes it's just easier to hit.
Yes, of course. There's probably not many things that you can surprise us. And of course we have thought about this, but it's not that easy, but hopefully we will manage some time to do this, to give you the possibility to download the counties of the country.
Yeah,
it's
sense.
Also doable.
Yeah.
I want to say one more thing, because which is maybe not that obvious for the users. There's also a very cute thing. You can download the radius of the point that you are in, but you can also simulate any location you want on the world and download the radius from that point. You simulate a location in Paris and download 100 kilometers radius data from there. And when I go to Paris, I've got this data available offline.
So that means you don't incur roaming charges if you haven't got Wi-Fi or anything like that. That's really clever.
That's
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Because sometimes you travel and you get off the plane and you don't already have, if you don't have roaming or you don't have a local SIM card in there, then this comes in very handy. I'll go to Ed's house. Now, Ed, I know where to find you now.
And the other thing that we can do is we can laugh at Warren's lack of facilities in Eastern Washington. So I can download within 100 kilometers radius of Warren and realize I have more stuff within 100 meters than he has in 100 kilometers, because I live in London, a proper city.
Yeah, well, my whole town is not even like 2 miles radius, to be honest. So this is plenty enough, but I like the idea because if you simulate the area and you could download it, I really like that, because I go out there, I don't have internet access, but I can navigate to the hotel or navigate to the house of the person I'm going to visit, just, give him a surprise. And so I like pulling those surprises. And in as much as Ed likes pulling chicks, I like pulling those surprises. Yeah, so I'll be out there on your doorstep. Let me in, boys.
Excellent. So any of the rest of the crew got any questions?
And apart of that you can download the area data during the simulated place, you can also the plan or calculate the route in advance. I mean, from you simulate the airport point, then you calculate the route to the hotel, and then you save it in the tracks in the Seeing Assistant Go application. So you can use in future this calculated route so when you will not have an internet access.
Yeah, so it's already done. It's all done. You can just pull up your route and go. That's brilliant.
You can plan your, you can plan your trip. You can simulate a location and look what is, what's around. Where is the nearest bus stop? Where is coffee shop? Anything. So you can be anytime you want in any place of the world.
Another good thing I want to say about this app, my house sits on a corner, but yet our street it tees off. It doesn't go through the main street that I was coming across. And most of the apps, GPS apps that I was using will actually have me walk past way toward maybe the end of my front yard before it says I have arrived. With Seeing Assistant Go, however, once I got to the corner, it tells me to turn right and not like the other ones. And that's the most accurate one that I've had. So kudos to you guys for doing this. I'm very excited with this app. And if anyone hasn't tried it, you got to give it a try.
So I have a question, but it's actually not about Seeing Assistant Go. It's about the Seeing Assistant Home, which is another app that you have developed before. So I'm curious to know about the current state of the app. Is it still in development? Do you have any plans regarding this app, or what's the case?
Seeing Assistant Home. It has been freezed for a moment because we don't really know what else we could add to the application. That's the things that are available now work as they should. The only thing we could add is this AI recognition or description of images, but usually it is a paid option. And there are so many tools that are already doing this, Gemini, ChatGPT, and so on and so on. Blind, what was Blind's?
Lookout and Envision. Yeah, so there's so many of them already doing this.
Many applications, so there's no really need to for us to do this. So for now, we are not planning to add new things unless there is someone who will tell us that we could do something what is very needed and hasn't been done yet. And the other thing is that now our developers, one developer, is doing a big refactor of the application because this application has several years, and the code needs to be updated. So hopefully in several weeks or months, we should put a refreshed application. But what I wanted to say also, probably in Android it works a little bit worse than in iOS. But I really recommend you to use the option, the function in Seeing Assistant Home, which is called fast reading, and
instant text, or
yes, it's a very fast OCR working. I mean, it is built in the application. It doesn't need access to the internet.
Yeah.
And it recognizes text very, very fast. And although the accuracy is not, 100%, but the thing is that it is fast and it doesn't need access to the internet. I'm using this. I'm calling it. I'm reading the world. Wherever I need to read a something that is in city area, I'm using the application, and it helps in many situations.
And I think another thing the Seeing Assistant Home app does, doesn't it, that a surprising number of the Envisions of the world don't, is it scans QR codes, doesn't it? Like normal QR codes.
Yes, normal QR codes, and the thing that, the option that we added sometime is, I can't remember how it's called now, but normally a QR code you can scan from the distance. It depends how big is the QR code. Let's say when you have the QR code that is at 10 centimeter on 10 centimeter big. That QR code with my device, I can scan from the distance of I don't know, 7-8 meters.
Yeah.
But what we have done is auto zoom, which zooms the view. So I've made the tests, and this QR code 10 centimeters can be scanned from 15 meters, I think.
Cool.
So no, I'm sorry, and 15 no. It will be about 10 or 12 meters. So you can scan these codes from the bigger distance.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends really, because sometimes you can meet QR codes in the city area, but now there are different new technologies that are more accurate and give you also the information about the distance from the code, which is very, very important. Yes. So NaviLens, or we've got also our Polish solution called NaviWay. Also, it is similar to NaviLens, but has other features and options which might be useful. So you can also check this.
Yeah, very few. I'm surprised that more of those apps don't have a QR scanner, but they don't seem to.
I don't know why, but
Yeah.
QR code scanning and barcode scanning is. I feel that it works good or very good, and also there's a new feature. In my opinion, it's clever because it's my idea. When you read the text. At the same moment, the QR and barcode scanning is working. So if you take a box of something, and firstly you can turn on reading the text, and if at this moment you focus on a barcode or QR code, then you get the information that the code has been found and scanned, and you can switch and check this code. You understand? At the same moment, both functions are working: reading text and scanning codes.
I agree with
Yeah.
you. I'll call that clever as well.
You use
even
it?
though it wasn't my idea, I agree. It's clever.
Uh-huh.
Was it your idea, John? Or
No, it was
No,
my idea.
no,
my
no.
idea. But
Yeah.
I know
That's good.
I'm very aware that I've got some ideas, but at the same time, probably several people in the world has the same idea. So I'm not. I'm not. I'm very aware about that. Ideas came some. In many heads. So.
Yeah.
But this one probably, I mean, I haven't met it in any other application. So, or there was no one else who thought about this, or they didn't manage to do it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
think
It's
what
really
has happened with others is that we're so focused on the mode. You got to switch to this mode, switch to that mode. My friend Nimmer and I always says, sighted people don't have eyes for different modes. If you see something, it shows up there. And I don't have to switch to this mode to see this. And so it was brilliant for you to, combine these. I'm scanning text, but if a QR code appears, it knows it's a QR code. I don't have to switch to a so-called mode to get that. So I think that's absolutely brilliant. So tell your wife you got double portion tonight.
Okay.
Big dinner, my boy. Big
Double
dinner.
portion
Big
of
dinner.
what? Do we need to? Do we
Big
want to
dinner.
know?
Big dinner.
I think
tonight.
that's getting
Okay,
us,
thanks
that's
for the
getting us censored, isn't it?
clarification. All right.
That's getting YouTube. That's going to get YouTube excited, isn't it? That'll be a flag right there.
I love it. It's beautiful.
Well, guys, thanks ever so much for coming on. It's time to go and drink some Żywiettes and pull some Policzki, I think, for you guys. So, thanks ever so much for coming on.
Now, if you have any questions, just let us know.
Yeah.
And what we are doing also now is we are translating the interface to different languages. So the Turkey language is already in a beta version, so it should be in a store soon. And we were what I want to say is that we were very surprised that in a week or 2 weeks we have found that over 1,000 people download the application. I'm talking about the iOS now because I'm mainly using this platform. And there were so many people from different countries, writing, and they were telling good words about the application, and they gave the access to not access. They want to translate the interface to their local languages, and we really worked hard, and we had a very difficult time sometimes to decide what and how should be done in this application, because doing the application for different people with different needs, different skills, it is not an easy task. And now also we're trying to do our best, but we discover that sometimes things could be done better, and we've got some ideas, and we will try to do it even better than it is.
Brilliant. Continuous improvement. Absolutely love it. Thanks very much, guys.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much, boys, and let's do this again. At least I now know where to find you at. So you can be hiding.
Sounds
I'll
good.
find you
Sounds
guys.
good.
It was interesting time.
Great.
Thank you
Thanks
so
very
much, Greg.
Yeah.
Have a
And
nice time.
Arcadius.
Don't forget
Yeah.
the Juliets.
And I hope it wasn't the last time. That we
No,
did
no,
No,
this.
definitely
that's
not.
why I'm asking you. You know, I know where to find you now.
Yeah. You have to implement our feature suggestions, though, otherwise.
Yeah.
And stop
So
saying iOS. That's
at
banned.
least I can you know, download your area. I know where to find you.
But you remember that you will have probably the names of the location in Polish. So good,
Yeah.
That's right.
good luck.
But when you download Warren's area for 100 kilometers, you hit like bars and it says file not found because there aren't
Yeah.
any. 'Cause it's Eastern Washington.
No bars. We have a little thing here.
Yeah. The only bars are on the correctional facility.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
very much.
Our pleasure.
All right. Bye, guys.
So bye and hear you next time.
Thank you.
Yeah.